I can say a little. I can't say as much as I want to, of course, because I know it's going on television, so I can't get in trouble. But I can say that we officially have cast Hardin and Tessa, and we are like a day or two away from casting Steph and Noah. It's all like, it's so weird, like in a good way, but it's just really weird to me because for Hardin and Tessa specifically, I had an idea of who Hardin was, besides Harry, of course, who he was in my head. And so when they brought in these actors, I'm like, none of them look like Hardin to me in my head, or Tessa, really, the girls. And Hollywood's version of curvy is so bull. It's like crazy, like the girls that are like, that come in and they say, oh, she's curvy. I'm like, what? This is Hollywood's like curvy. It was so stupid. But the girl that we chose, I liked her before. I was a fan of her, but I didn't necessarily see her on paper as Tessa, just from looking at her pictures. And the same with the guy. I keep on the same with the guy, and then they came in, and this day we're there for like 10 hours, such a long day. We had all these different couples coming in. We had narrowed it down to 8 actors, and they were the last ones in the like second round of readings, and it was, and before they came in, I'm like, they're both gorgeous and cool or whatever, but I was like, no, I don't see it. And then they started talking and they started interacting with each other. And so when we were doing these reads, they're being translation, right? Okay, like I'm talking so much. They were doing these things, and it's called chemistry reads, where you see how they will go together, because we had already done all their auditions alone, but then you have to really see how they are together and see who like has chemistry. So these two were the only ones who, it was literally like they were like falling in love. It was so weird. And they were like touching each other, and none of the other people touched or got close or anything. They were very like stiff, and these two were like, he was like touching her leg, and he had this necklace on, and she like grabbed his necklace, and I was like, oh my God, okay. And me and the director were like, because before I kept saying, no, there's no way, I don't like hardly any of these people, but these two, like, they're so perfect. And she doesn't, when you first see her, I know a lot of you are gonna say like, she looks nothing like Tessa, but of course people dye her hair and all these things, but her like presence is Tessa. Like I was there, and I would never cast someone who wasn't perfect for the role, and these two, like, even if you're mad or confused at first, and you're like, I don't like them, like, just trust me, because when you see them together, it's just crazy. Like, they are so perfect for the role. And then there's a couple people who, outside of Hardin and Tessa, are different races. Like, we've changed some of the races of people because, one, it's just really important to have not a whole white cast. So we have changed some of the races, but the cast is just, the way it's coming together, they're so cool, and like, I don't know, I'm just so excited. But next week we're doing the parents, and I'm so nervous because they're so important to the story, so we'll see. But Hardin and Tessa, I promise you, even if you don't like them at first, you will. Like, when I saw that Robert Pattinson was Edward, I was so pissed. I was like, no, he is horrible. And then I saw the movie and was like, he's perfect, he's the best Edward. So trust me, you will love the guy who is Hardin.